This is your song. Oh, do I sound like Elton John?
Almost totally like him. It's wonderful music as we're driving through the city.
I love this music. I love Professor Neil.
Well, hopefully we will reach our destination soon, if there is no traffic.
Let's moving on. Keep going.
But if I drive too fast, I might get a ticket.
Ooh.
Oh, there we go. That's some of our chat for Unit 8, Part 2. First conditional with if and will. Again, you're back with me, Professor Neil, and my TA, Young-hee.
Hello, this is TA Young-hee. Welcome back to Part 2 of Unit 8.
Yes, if I drive too fast, Young-hee, what will I get?
You definitely will get a speed ticket.
Yes, you'd get a ticket. So you can see here, if you drive too fast, you'll get a ticket. So from speaking 1, what will happen if she drives fast? She will get a ticket. What will happen if I drive fast? I will definitely get a ticket. There are cameras everywhere, so you have to be careful. But you can see we're back. We're just going to start quickly with speaking 1. Young-hee, if you ask the questions, I will just quickly provide our students with the answers.
Starting with the first picture?
Yes, why not?
Okay. Professor Neil, what will happen if he falls?
He will break his leg.
What will happen if she drives fast?
If she drives fast, she will definitely get a ticket.
Let's move on to number 3 picture. What will happen if he eats too much?
Oh, if he eats too much, he will probably feel sick.
Let's move on to 4th picture. What will happen if the flowers freeze?
Freeze. Sadly,
Freeze.
Sadly, they will die. And last picture.
What will happen if she kicks the ball?
Goal! She will score a goal.
She might score a goal.
She might score a goal, yes. There's always a probability, a chance that she might not, that she might fall over or she might miss the goal. But they were expected outcomes, meaning you think they will happen. A high probability. That's where we were discussing in the grammar. We're not going to go in. We explained it in the first section, how there are... First conditional uses the if conjunction, combines 2 sentences, a possible present situation with consequences that will use the modal verb will plus the main verb to form the verb phrase in the possible consequence. And the sentences can be written either way round and have the same meaning. Also, if you need to add degrees of probability, you can use adverbs like definitely or probably to vary things from low probability to high probability. And that's what we are going to look at now in Speaking 2. We're going to look at that in a little bit more depth. Alright, we're just going to look at the first 3 pictures. There are 9 pictures, but we're going to look at 3 of them. So the first thing is, Speaking 2 is talking about a forecast of rain. A forecast is what you watch on the television with the meteorologist explaining to you the weather tomorrow and the days to come.
Weathermen, weather women.
Yes, so the people on TV tell you about the weather. So you watch them, like Don and Karen, and you are thinking, if it rains tomorrow, what will I do? So it's like, what will Floyd and Michelle do if it rains tomorrow? They'll go to a coffee shop. So in our pictures, we don't have Floyd and Michelle. We have Don and Karen, watch old movies, Scarlett, take a long bath, and Anthony and Mark play a board game. And the idea here is, if it rains tomorrow, what will they do? And we want to show you what they will do with various degrees of probability. So let's just run through some of them with various degrees of probability. So listen to us. So for example, Yoongi, I'll ask the question, you just read the answer, is that okay? What will Don and Karen do if it rains tomorrow? One moment.
They definitely will watch old movies.
So Yoongi, what degree of probability that they will watch an old movie if it rains tomorrow?
Because they use definitely, it is a very, very high probability.
Almost the highest probability. The highest probability. So the highest chance of them watching the movie tomorrow is that they will definitely watch old movies tomorrow if it rains.
So Professor Neil here, they definitely, using the word definitely, makes the probability goes highest.
Very strong probability. Of course, if it doesn't rain tomorrow, they will not watch movies. So it depends on it raining tomorrow. Only if it rains tomorrow.
It's the condition.
That's the condition. If the condition is broken, then the consequence can never happen.
It might change.
It will change. It will change. So let's try a little bit of a lower probability. What will Don and Karen do if it rains tomorrow?
They will watch old movies.
Yes. So is that the highest probability or low probability?
Lower than the probable. Definitely.
But higher than might. So it's a high probability. But notice here, there is no definitely. So the probability is acting through the
modal's will.
Through the modal will. Whereas before, if we go back up, the probability is acting through the adverb definitely. So here it acts through definitely. Here it acts through will. So if you don't use definitely, there is a little less probability, but not much less. And it's again, it depends on rain tomorrow. Let's try another one. So for example, what will Anthony and Mark do if it rains tomorrow?
They will play a board game.
Yeah, and as we said, will is a high probability coming through the modal verb.
So if I want to make a highest, can I say they will definitely play a board game?
That is the highest, probability. One thing there, Yoongi, do you know the name of the game in the that they are playing?
Not really.
Ludo. I played it when I was a child. I played that game a lot.
We cats don't play those games. We just chase mice.
I thought it was the best game in the world.
We only chase bird or mice.
Interesting. But yeah, Ludo is a great board game. Maybe you could stop chasing cats and mice and play Ludo.
I'd rather just to play piano then.
Okay. Another option mentioned before is using might. Might is a sort of middle probability, but a sort of confusing probability. Alright, so for an option, what will Anthony and Mark do if it rains tomorrow? They might play a board game.
Or they might do something else.
Yes. So it's not 100%. So they have not decided.
It's a 50-50.
Yes. Even if it rains, they still might not play a board game.
They might still go to the playground and play football.
Yes. Yeah. So a second one, it could be the same as what. So hence you could give both answers. You could say they might play a game, they might not play a board game. Because it's 50-50, 50%, 50%, you could give both answers and give the same meaning.
But here the question changes.
What will Anthony and Mark do if it doesn't rain tomorrow? They might not play a board game. But the same sort of feeling. They may or they might not. So notice here, as Yoongi pointed out, it's changed to it doesn't rain. If it doesn't rain tomorrow. If it doesn't rain tomorrow. This sort of changes the probability of things happening. So let's go to Scarlett. who, if it rains tomorrow, is thinking...
Her name is Scarlett or Sophie, Professor?
Oh, looks like Scarlett. Looks like Scarlett, not Sophie. So yes, who is Scarlett? Scarlett is the lady in the bath. So what will Scarlett do if it rains tomorrow? So let's give us an answer.
She will take a long bath.
So Young, is that... What level of probability is that?
It's a high probability.
High probability, done through the modal. Right?
Will.
Yes. What will Scarlett do if it doesn't rain tomorrow? She
probably won't take long bath. So it's lower than
low probability of her taking a bath. Low probability of her taking a bath. Okay. So it could be the same. What will Scarlett do if it rains tomorrow? She probably won't take a bath. It doesn't. The question doesn't matter here. The answer is still giving low probability. Low probability. So if the question is what will Scarlett do if it rains tomorrow, she probably won't take a bath. Same situation. Low probability. Probably won't is low probability. What will Scarlett do if it doesn't rain tomorrow? She definitely won't take a bath.
So definitely gives the
lowest probability of taking a bath. So again, the question can be this: does rain or doesn't rain? It would still definitely won't do something is low probability. So, like, will you win the lottery? I definitely won't win the lottery. Low probability. Low probability. One last thing to add is what will Edward do if it rains tomorrow? So for example, he will practice the piano if it rains. Or, because we said it's the future, you could say, well, what happens if it doesn't rain? What happens if it's sunny? He won't practice the piano if it rains. Oh, not sunny. Right? So even if it rains, let's remove the sun. So no sun, it doesn't matter. If it rains, he will practice the piano if it rains. He won't practice the piano if it rains. Changing of possibilities and changing of probabilities. So the first one is Yonghee. He will practice the piano if it rains is...
high probability.
High probability of him playing the piano. What will he do if it rains tomorrow? He won't practice the piano if it rains.
It's low probability of him playing the piano.
Yeah, low probability of him playing the piano. Right? A high probability of him not playing the piano. So it can change direction depending upon your feeling and consequence and what you are talking about. But the point here is by using will, might, definitely, and probably, you can change the probability of what you will do in the future. Practice it, talk about it, write some answers, and send us them below. We are moving on to sunnier times in Speaking 3.
Let's move on to Speaking 3.
Which is self-practice.
There's no Speaking 3 for this unit.
No.
So we are now moving on to self-practice section.
Yes.
On the book page 63.
Talking about predictions. So we're going to give you some answers. So Yonghee, would you like to help?
Yes, I'm
So let's
ready.
do number 1. If the weather
is sunny, because it should be present tense,
yes,
I will go to the beach.
Very good. Oh. Number 2.
I will wait if you come early.
And number 3.
Professor Neil. Okay. Number 3. She will visit Rome if she goes to Europe.
Very nice. And number 4.
If they arrive late, they will be upset. I will be upset, sorry.
So as Yonghee says, it is important for the bit with the if to be in
Present tense form, present tense.
and the bit that's not with the if,
It should be formed with the will plus verb.
plus the main verb. So the rest is self-practice. And once you've done that, join us in the next section, which is
Classroom activity.
We have a classroom activity, which some of it we're going to leave for you to do in the classroom, and some of it we will do now. So listen up. So the chain gang, we need a chain. For the chain game, we need a group of 3 to 5 students. Yonghee, do we have 3 to 5 students? No.
No.
So we're going to leave that one for the classroom activity. But we can do the questions at the bottom. So Yonghee, if class is cancelled tomorrow, what will you do?
If class is cancelled tomorrow, I will sleep all day.
Okay. If you stay up all night, what will you do?
If I stay up all night, I will be sick.
Okay. Notice how Yonghee changes you to I. That is important here. Okay. So it's like, if I stay up all night, I will be very tired the next day. If you change your number, what will happen?
If I change my phone number, I will have to change all my application and the website, shopping mall, phone numbers.
It is very difficult if you change your phone number because so much relies upon the connection to it. That's surprising, really.
I have to go through a lot of hassle.
Can you remember your phone number off by heart?
Of course.
Okay, good. I'm not asking.
Professor Neil, don't you remember your phone number?
Yes, I remember my phone number. Okay. Yonghee, if you go camping on the weekend, what will happen?
If I go camping on the weekend, I will catch lots of fish.
In the river, yes. If your friend gives you a present, what will happen?
If my friend gives me a present, I will be very, 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 very happy.
Even if it's a puppy?
I don't mind puppy.
Oh, that's very sweet. Okay, I think that's probably... We can always come back to you asking me those questions later. Okay, but for now, we move on. Moving on. We are moving on to Classroom Activity 2. But Classroom Activity 2 requires a large group of people. And so, to play this one, we are going to leave that as a classroom activity.
Moving on.
Yes, moving on. We're going to move on ones that we can do now, which involves the listening. So the listening, you're going to listen to 2 best friends talking about this
answer already?
Season final. We're going to pretend you didn't see the answers. Okay, I'll read A, Yonghee will read B. I can't believe the season is ending tomorrow.
Me neither. What will happen in the final?
Bianca might marry Steve.
He's so wrong for her. If she marries him, it'll be a mistake.
I agree. I hope she moves back to London.
She probably will, but what about Jake?
Jake will definitely follow her if she moves to London. He loves her.
I'll be happy if he does. If he follows her, he will lose his job.
That's no problem. He'll find another job, and he and Bianca can get married someday.
They probably won't get married this season.
I know. It sounds like a good ending, though.
Let's wait and see. It's a strange conversation.
About a soap opera.
Ah, soap opera. They sounded so serious. I thought it's real.
If you go to London and you're watching TV, you will discover British people love soap operas.
Korean people love soap operas too.
Yes, some of the British soap operas have been running for 50 years.
Ooh.
Coronation Street, EastEnders, Emmerdale Farm, very popular every night.
50 years?
Yeah, Coronation Street is about 50 years old. EastEnders started in the 1980s.
Wow, I wasn't even born. So some soap operas or TV dramas were on the TV before Younghee was born.
Yeah, I should show this in our next video.
Wow,
Okay.
interesting.
Well, let's give the answers. So, Younghee, Bianca will or might marry Steve.
Bianca might marry Steve.
Yes, but not in this season. Bianca will probably or probably won't move to London.
Bianca will probably move to London.
Yes, a high degree of probability. If Bianca moves to London, Jake will definitely or definitely won't follow her.
Jake will definitely follow her.
Yeah, maybe you should get he's had a nice haircut as well. If Jake follows Bianca, he will or won't lose his job.
He will lose his job.
Oh, brave decision. Love conquers all. Bianca will probably or probably won't marry Jake this season.
Bianca probably won't marry Jake this season.
So he's going to quit his job, travel to London, and she probably won't marry him. Well, good luck. Good luck, Jake. Good luck. Right. Well, that's soap operas for you. Pure drama. Moving on. Alright, we have the reading. Oh, well, look at that. Wedding plans. Not Jake, though. No, Jake. Jake's not getting married. Greg is sending emails about his plans to attend Dave and Cheryl's wedding. He is worried about having problems, so he is also making up backup plans. Read his emails. So read the emails and then answer the questions. So A, I hope to arrive on Thursday and leave on Sunday. That gives me 3 nights in Hawaii. I can do some sightseeing before the wedding. If my boss doesn't give me Friday off, I will catch a flight on Friday evening. I will still be there in time for the wedding on Saturday. I'm looking forward to seeing you soon. B, I plan to take a flight from New Jersey to Honolulu, but the travel agent is having a hard time finding a seat. If no seats are available, I will take the train to New York and fly out of JFK Airport. The backup plan is a little less convenient, but there will definitely be a direct flight out of New York.
Professor Neil, I can really see you sound a bit dry or thirsty.
Thank you. Go on then, Young.
C, I looked at some hotels online. The nice ones are very expensive. If I can find a deal, I will stay near the beach. If I cannot find a good price for a room, I will stay at the budget hotel farther from the beach. Can you send recommendations for some decent resorts? I can't choose a place from the photos alone.
Thank you, Younghee. Yes, it's quite a lot to read by yourself. That leaves the questions. And here are the answers. So, number 1, transportation, A, B, or C, Younghee?
B.
B, very good. 2, accommodation.
C, because I just read it.
Well done. Itinerary, which means your plan.
A.
A. Where is Dave and Cheryl's wedding?
Their wedding is in Honolulu, Hawaii.
Nice. What will Greg do if flights from New Jersey are sold out?
He will take the train to New York and depart from JFK Airport.
Sounds like something from Planes, Trains and Automobiles, one of my favorite movies. When will Greg leave if his boss gives him a day off?
Isn't he will depart from JFK Airport, Professor Neil?
Yes, let's change that. Question 3. When will Greg leave if his boss gives him a day off?
He will leave on Thursday.
What will Greg do if he cannot find a deal on a beach resort?
He will stay in a budget hotel.
Oh, good lad. What does Greg ask Dave to send?
He asks Dave to send recommendations for some decent resorts.
Well done. Take notes of that. Read it, practice it, learn it.
Ooh, we are finishing the unit.
Yes, we are at the grammar review. This time, we're going to leave it for you to do in your own time at home. And then you can check the answers in the back of the book. So, Yonghi, just quickly. If class ends late today, what will you do?
If class ends late today, I will be angry.
If you are not tired tonight, what will you do?
If I'm not tired tonight, I'll watch a TV show. Soap operas.
Okay. If you have time tomorrow, what will you do?
If I have a time tomorrow, I will go to see my mother.
Oh. If you lose your cell phone, what will you do?
If I lose my cell phone, I will buy a new one.
Okay. If the weather is nice this weekend, what will you do?
If the weather is nice this weekend, I will go hiking.
Okay. And if you have enough money, what will you buy?
If I have enough money, I will buy holiday resort home.
Excellent. Me, I will buy a sports car.
Ooh.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us for Unit 8, Parts 1 and Parts 2. And we hope to see you
at Unit 9.